Hello dear students, I am Dr. Tushar Salve, Assistant Professor and Head of Department of Electronic Science. First of all, I congratulate you all for opting Electronic Science subject for TYBSc, and I heartily welcome you to Department of Electronic Science through this e-learning platform. Friends, we don't know how long it is going to take to end this pandemic situation. Till then, we are going to meet for lectures through online mode. For this semester, I'll be teaching you the paper 6, which is EL336, which is optional course. The name of the course is Fiber Optic Communication. The course is divided into 4 units, and each unit is allotted for 12 lectures. The units are: first unit is Introduction, it is of optic communication. The second unit is Optical Sources and Detectors. Third unit is Fiber Optic Losses and Measurement, and last unit is Fiber Optic Communication. In Unit 1, we are going to study the basic structure of optical fiber, ray transmission theory, propagation of light in optical fiber, acceptance angle, numerical aperture, skew rays, dispersion in optical fiber. Then types and specifications of single mode, multi-mode, step index, graded index, glass and plastic fibers, and advanced optical fibers. Friends, as the name of the course is Fiber Optic Communication, we need to understand first what is the optic fiber cable. In normal communication, as the copper wire or twisted wire cables are used to carry the information, in similar way, optic fiber cable is used to carry the information, but in the form of light. So the optical fiber is a very thin strand of pure glass which acts as a waveguide for light over long distances, and it uses principle which is known as total internal reflection. The optic fiber cable is actually composed of 2 layers of glass, the core and the cladding. The core which carries the actual light signal, and the cladding which is a layer of glass surrounded over the core. The cladding has the lower refractive index than the core, and which causes the total internal reflection within the core. This is the real principle of propagation of light through optic fiber cable, and this we are going to see in next sections. Here in these 2 figures, we can differentiate among the general communication system and the fiber optic communication system. Here you see in figure A, the general communication system has the transmitter, then the transmission medium which is channel, and the receiver. And this is the way how the information goes from this information source to the destination, where in case of fiber optic communication system, again there will be some information source. Now the channel is somewhat different. There is electrical transmitter, and the channel is now a optical source. Then through this optical fiber, the information reaches to the detector, which is going to detect the light and convert it into the electrical form. There is electrical receiver, and the information reaches to the destination. Friends, we already have studied the whole electromagnetic spectrum, and we know that at higher frequencies, the frequencies are treated by its wavelength, and the optic fiber cable is going to utilize the electromagnetic spectrum in this particular range, and we can say this range of the frequencies in terms of wavelength is from 1.7 micron to 0.8 micron, or we can say the wavelength is 1.7 micrometer to 0.8 micrometer, which is utilized for fiber optic communication purpose. Now we are going to see the fiber optic communication system. In this figure, we see this is the figure for a digital optic fiber link using semiconductor laser as a source and avalanche photo detector as a detector. So here there is an encoder, there is a laser drive circuit, laser as an information source, then this is the channel of optic fiber, then this light is detected by avalanche photodiode. This light will be, the signal will be amplified, and then it will be detected. This is the very general communication block diagram of optic fiber communication. Let us see the basic elements of optic fiber cable. In this case, you see this figure. In this figure, the information signal that to be transmitted may be voice or a video signal, or it may be a computer data. So the first step is to convert the information to a form of compatible with the communication system, usually by converting continuous analog signals such as voice and video signals to a series of digital pulses in this digital form. So it is done by A to D converter, which is analog to digital converter, is being used for this conversion. Then these digital pulses are used to flash a powerful light source, making on and off very rapidly. In a simple low-cost systems that transmit over short distances, the light source is usually a light emitting diode that emits a low intensity IR or infrared light beam. Infrared beams such as those used in TV remote controls are also used in transmission. These pulses are now being converted in the form of light, making this LED, IR LED on and off. Now the light beam pulses are then fed to the optic fiber cable over here, which can transmit them over long distance. And at the receiving end, this is the receiver block. At this receiving end, which a light sensitive device which is known as photocells or a light detector, which is used to detect the light pulses, and it is going to convert the light pulses into the electrical form. The electrical pulses are amplified and reshaped back into the digital form, and they are fed to the detector. In this case, the detector is going to convert the digital pulses into the analog one, and which is nothing but our original voice signal or video signal or the digital data. We know now how the optic fiber communication system works. Now we are going to see the advantages of optic fiber communication. We know that these optic fiber have extremely attractive features. So whatever the optimistic predictions were done, it has applications beyond our thinking, and we know how huge amount of data can be transferred from the source to the destination. Now we are going to see the advantages one by one. So the first advantage is its enormous potential bandwidth. We know the optical carrier frequency in the range of 10 raised to 13 to 10 raised to 16, or it is in the form of near IR region, which yields greater potential transmission bandwidth than if we compare it with the metallic cable system. Metallic cable is nothing but the coaxial cable which we use and have the bandwidth in the range of 20 megahertz for up to several distances, say 10 kilometer. What it means? It means that up to 10 kilometer the coaxial cable can support up to 20 megahertz of bandwidth, or even a millimeter wave radio systems, that is systems currently operating with modulation bandwidth of 700 megahertz over few hundreds of meters. So by this year 2000 or by 2000, the typical bandwidth multiplied by a length product for an optical fiber link incorporating fiber amplifiers is approximated around 5000 gigahertz kilometer in comparison with the typical bandwidth length product for coaxial cable around 100 megahertz kilometer. So hence at this time optical fiber was already demonstrating a factor of 50,000 bandwidth improvement in compare with that coaxial cable, and also providing this superior information carrying capacity over much longer transmission distance. Although the usable fiber bandwidth can be extended up to further kilometers, say by using different modes of fibers, and maybe in parallel or the parallel propagation in the same fiber, by making some wavelength division multiplexing techniques that we will see in next chapters. So the first advantage that we have seen is the bandwidth length product. It means how much bandwidth it supports over how much long distance, and it has a very high bandwidth length product in case of this optic fiber cable. Now the next advantage is its small size and weight. So optic fibers have very small diameters which are comparable to the size of human hair. म्हणजे आपल्या माणसाच्या डोक्याच्या केसापेक्षा कमी साईजची ती ऑप्टिक फायबर केबल असू शकते. आणि जरी ती कव्हर असली किंवा त्याच्यावर शिल्डिंग असलं वेगवेगळं, जे कोर असतं त्याच्यावर क्लॅडिंग असतं, त्याच्यावर शिल्डिंग असते, त्याच्यावरनं एक प्रोटेक्टिव्ह कव्हर असतं परत, तरी त्याची जी साईज आहे इट इज येट स्मॉलर अँड मच लाईटर. ती वजनानेही ती कोएक्शियल केबलपेक्षा केबलपेक्षाही कमी असतं. आणि म्हणून मग शहरांमध्ये जे डक्ट कंजेशन होतं की आपल्याला खूप अशा वायर दिसतात, नेटवर्क केबल्स दिसतात, त्या सहज आपण याची साईज कमी असल्यामुळे आणि ह्या लाईटवेट असल्यामुळे ते आपण रिप्लेस करू शकतो. आणि त्याचप्रमाणे जिथे मोबाईल कम्युनिकेशन आहे, एअरक्राफ्ट, सॅटेलाईट, इवन शिप्ससाठी सुद्धा आपण त्या केबल आपण वापरू शकतो. The next advantage is the electrical isolation. Optical fibers are fabricated from glass or sometimes plastic polymer is used. Therefore, these glass and plastic polymer, these materials are electrical insulators, and therefore like the cables which use metals, they exhibit earth looping and some interface problems. आणि जर मेटॅलिक केबल जर जात असेल तर ती सहजच लॉसी असू शकते. म्हणजे त्याला अर्थिंग होऊन तो डेटा आपला लॉस होऊ शकतो, आणि तो ऑप्टिक फायबरच्या केसमध्ये होत नाही. का? कारण ऑप्टिक फायबर केबल या इलेक्ट्रिकली आयसोलेटेड आहेत. म्हणजे जो डेटा आपला पास होणार आहे तो इलेक्ट्रिकल नसून ऑप्टिकल असणार आहेत. आणि म्हणून ही जी ऑप्टिक फायबर केबल आहे इट इज सुटेबल for the communication in electrically hazardous environment, as the fibers create no arcing or spark hazard at aberrations or short circuits. याच्या पुढचं ॲडव्हान्टेज जे आहे ते आहे इम्युनिटी टू इंटरफरन्स अँड क्रॉसटॉक. As I said, the optic fiber cables are made up of glass or some polymeric material. So they are made from glass material, so they form a kind of dielectric waveguide, and therefore it is free from electromagnetic interference, as well as it is free from radio frequency interference or some switching transients generated by the electromagnetic pulses. Hence, the operation of optic fiber communication system is unaffected by transmission through an electrically noisy environment, and the fiber cable requires even no shielding. But in case of the coaxial cable, it needs shielding so that whenever the signal propagates, any electrical interference or electromagnetic or radio frequency interference can affect the data or can damage the data. But here, this optic fiber is works like a dielectric waveguide, which is secured from the interferences. The fiber cable is also not susceptible to lightning strikes if used overhead rather than under. ऑप्टिक फायबर केबल जी आहे तर ती आपण समुद्रातही ती वापरली जाते किंवा वरूनसुद्धा ती टाकली जाऊ शकते, आणि त्याला दोन केबलमधले कुठलाही इंटरफेरन्स होत नाही. म्हणून जे कोएक्शियल केबलच्या केसमध्ये होतं क्रॉसटॉक अमंग द केबल्स, ते इथे होत नाही. and that's why it is advantageous over coaxial cable. The next advantage is signal security. The light from optical fibers does not radiate significantly, and therefore they provide a high degree of signal security. Unlike the situation with copper cables, we know the copper cables carry the information signal in the form of electricity. Then there might be some radiation losses, and from those radiations the signal can be trapped or signal can be obtained. But in this case it is not possible until and unless someone break the cable and acquire the signal. No one can steal the data, and once it is broken, it is also detected. So we can say it is more secure than the coaxial cable. So signal security is more, and it is very attractive feature for its use in military or banking or in general the data transmission systems, that is the computer networking and all that applications. The next advantage is the low transmission loss. We have seen the bandwidth and length product. In that we said that over longer distances the losses are very minimum. In this case the transmission loss of the optic fiber cable is very less, or say around 0.15 dB per kilometer. We know that the losses or gains can be calculated in electronics in terms of decibels. It is a 10-fold time quantity to calculate the gain or loss. In this case 0.15 dB means over 1 kilometer the signal will be lost only up to 0.15 dB, and this is very advantageous for this optic fiber communication. It facilitates the implementation of communication links with extremely wide optical repeater or amplifier spacings, thus reducing both system cost and complexity. We know whenever we want to make a communication channel for longer distances, we need amplifiers, and in this case since the loss is minimum, the number of repeaters or number of amplifiers to use over the channel can be reduced, thus it reduces also the cost of the system. And together with proven modulation bandwidth capability of fiber cables, this property has provided a totally compelling case for the adoption of OFC in majority of long haul telecommunication applications. जिथे जिथे दूरवरचं कम्युनिकेशन साधायचं असेल त्या ठिकाणी आपण ऑप्टिक फायबरचा विचार करू शकतो. अँड रिप्लेसिंग नॉट ओनली कॉपर केबल्स बट ऑल्सो सॅटेलाइट कम्युनिकेशन्स as a consequences of very noticeable delay incurred for voice transmission when using this latter approach. आपण हे सॅटेलाइट कम्युनिकेशनला सुद्धा रिप्लेसमेंट म्हणून वापरू शकतो. जिथे जो व्हॉइसचा डिले आहे तो ह्या केसमध्ये कमी असतो. का? कारण की जो तुमचा इन्फॉर्मेशन सिग्नल प्रोपॅगेट होणार आहे तो लाईटच्या स्पीडने होणार आहे, आणि म्हणून तो रिअल टाईम ॲज गुड ॲज रिअल टाईम सिग्नल असणार आहे. पुढचा ॲडव्हान्टेज आहे दी रगडनेस अँड फ्लेक्झिबिलिटी. जरी ह्या ऑप्टिकल फायबर केबल ह्या ग्लास मटेरियलच्या बनलेल्या असतील तरी कदाचित अशी शक्यता येऊ शकते की त्या केबल आपल्याला कुठेतरी बेंड कराव्या लागतील किंवा त्या कुठेतरी ट्विस्ट कराव्या लागतील विदाऊट डॅमेजिंग. म्हणून ह्या ऑप्टिक फायबर केबल तयार करत असताना हे विचारात घेतलं पाहिजे की त्या मटेरियलचं जे टेन्साईल स्ट्रेंथ जी आहे ती खूप जास्त असायला पाहिजे, जेणेकरून आपण जरी ती वाकवली बेंड केली तरी ती डॅमेज व्हायला नको. आणि म्हणून मग आता असे स्ट्रक्चर्स डेव्हलप झालेले आहेत की त्यांची फ्लेक्झिबिलिटी ही खूप चांगली असते, कॉम्पॅक्ट आणि रगड असते. म्हणजे ते कसेही वाकवले कुठेही वाकवले तरी ते केबल ब्रेक होणार नाही. आणि जर आपण त्याची साईज आणि वेट हे याचे दोघी जर ॲडव्हान्टेज लक्षात घेतले तर ह्या जनरली ह्या केबल ह्या खूप सुपिरियर असणार आहेत, जेणेकरून ते स्टोरेजला, ट्रान्सपोर्टेशनला, हँडलिंगला आणि इन्स्टॉलेशनला कॉपर केबलच्या मानाने या केबल ह्या सुपिरियर असणार आहेत. आणि त्याची स्ट्रेंथ आणि ड्युरेबिलिटी ही इट इज गोइंग टू बी ड्युरेबल इन शॉर्ट. द नेक्स्ट ॲडव्हान्टेज इज दी सिस्टीम रिलायबिलिटी अँड ईज ऑफ मेंटेनन्स. As I mentioned earlier that the number of repeaters and amplifiers are reduced in this type of communication. This particular feature, the reliability of the optical fiber component, it is not a problem at all, and its predicted lifetime goes around 20 to 30 years. It's quite a long period. So these factors tend to reduce both the maintenance time and cost as well. The next advantage is its cost. If we buy the optic fiber cables in bulk and compare it with the bulk cost of the copper cable, the OFCs are relatively very cheaper. Only the cost of supporting electronics, that is the cost of high performance semiconductor lasers and the photodiode detectors, is relatively high, as well as some of those concerned with the connection technology, that is demountable connectors and couplers, is high. These are all the advantages of optic fiber cable over the conventional cables. Now we are going to see the basic structure of optic fiber cable. The structure, as you can see in the figure, which shows a transparent core with a refractive index N1. This is the core. This is the core, and outside it is covered by the cladding. So it is going to have the refractive index of N2. You can clearly see in the figure the core has refractive index N1 and core cladding has refractive index N2. The N1 is greater than N2, so that the total internal reflection should occur, and it is the necessary condition for propagation of light effectively. The cladding supports the waveguide structure, while also when it should be sufficiently thick, substantially reducing the radiation loss into the surrounding air, and in essence the light energy travels in both the core and the cladding, allowing the associated field to decay to negligible value at the cladding air interface. And this is how the physical appearance of optic fiber cable is. In this figure you can see there is a core material made up of glass or plastic, then it is covered by the cladding, and over cladding there is a plastic jacket. This is the very basic construction of fiber optic cable, and in this case you can see in detail there are some basic elements: core, cladding, the protective plastic coating. There could be some shielding of these sleeves, and which is then covered by the plastic outer jacket. Friends, if you want to study more in detail, you can take the references given over here, and this was the first lecture of the structure of basic optic fiber communication and some advantages with the basic structure of optic fiber cable itself. Thank you.